Welcome to another S&P 500 analysis. Today is April 27, 2022. Is the S&P 500 forming a bottom? And do you believe a bottom is in? In this video, we'll look at the market internal and are they telling us a bottom is in? In addition, we'll look at Apple, Amazon, and see what the market is projecting their stock price will go after they have posted earnings tomorrow after the market close. So stay tuned. Now, before I begin, I need you to smash the thumbs up to help me promote this video on YouTube. Also, if you have missed the video I have posted on Monday, and to avoid missing future video from me, be sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification by clicking the notification icon. Before we look at the S&P 500, let's look at the sentiment and the internal first. Looking at the VIX, the so-called fear indicator, it is about the 20-30 zone, which we define as the fear zone. And when it gets above this zone, the market participants are getting highly fearful. And as you can see, yesterday it was above 33, and today it is above 31. It closed at 31.6. We also see the put-call ratio is above the 0.75, although it is below 1, but the market participants are putting on hedges to protect potential downside. And here we are looking at the market internal, the up-down volume ratio. We see the up-down volume ratio just about 1, sitting at 1.08 today. This means the up volume just a bit more than the down volume. And with the S&P 500 closed with a gain of 0.21% or slightly less than 9 points, that is not indication of a strong market. And looking at the daily advanced decline, you notice that the decliner outnumbered the advancing issue by 394. And did you know on Monday, the dead cat bounce, we also saw more declining issue than advancing issue. And look at yesterday's sell-off. There were over 2,206 more declining issue than advancing issue. Now remember, there are only a little bit more than 3,000 stocks traded daily in the New York Stock Exchange. So with 2,206 more declining issue than advancing issue, that is like 90% of the stock were down yesterday. And here we are looking at the new 52-week high and 52-week low. As you can see, there were only 17 new 52-week high today, and there were 595 new 52-week lows. So this right here gives you a margin of 978 more new 52-week low than 52-week high. So that kind of gives you an indication of how weak the market is. There are a lot of issues. New is low, and it is making new 52-week low. And you see the S&P 500 actually closed up a bit, but there were slightly more declining issue than advancing issue. So again, we're seeing a negative divergence, and we're still waiting for this negative divergence to get resolved. And here we are looking at the NASDAQ 100 and the NASDAQ market internal. The up-down volume ratio today was 1.35 in favor of the down volume, and yesterday it was 3.2 in favor of the down volume. And notice the advanced decline. Yesterday there was over 3,000 more declining issue than advancing issue, and today it was 916 more declining issue than advancing issues. And once again, the NASDAQ new 52-week high versus 52-week low is basically dominated by the new 52-week low. You notice that today there was 862 stock making new 52-week low versus only 29 making new 52-week high. And here looking at the NASDAQ cumulative AD line is continue to trend down to lower low. So definitely based on the internal and the market sentiment, the market is not anywhere close to a bottom. Because when there is a bottom coming in, you will see fear the VIX will be up at the 40s, and the put-call ratio will be above the 1, probably 1.5, 1.7, where a lot of people is basically very fearful, and they basically just buying protection and also buying put, betting on the market to go much further down. And that's where we get the climatic bottom. And right now, we are not seeing that yet. We haven't even seen capitulation from the weak hand. Now let's take a look at the S&P 500. Right now, we're basically looking at this retracement here, and essentially it tried to get up to this 78.6, and unable to get up to that 78.6, but it did get above the 61.8 and then came down, kind of chopped around inside of this zone. Then it finally broke out of this retracement zone, and right now it's heading toward this 41.1465. This is basically the February low. Remember, we were saying that if we take out this low, then we're basically looking at this low. So right now it is coming down to test this low right now. So this low here is 4157.87, and today's low is 4162.90. So although it closed up a bit, this is a little bit of a spinning top doji, and you can see that the price was trying to get up and unable to stay up, and it just basically gave up most of the gain for today and closed near the bottom of this price range here. Now let's take a look at Apple. Apple is scheduled to report earnings tomorrow after the market close. Now this plus or minus $9 move based on the projected move after earnings is based on last Friday's close. So essentially I'm measuring off of this close here, and I just basically add $9 and subtract $9 to get this range. And as you can see today, Apple is closed down at this 156.57. Obviously, if it's subtract $9 from this level, it will be down here somewhere around 147. So definitely it will be outside of this range. But I'm gonna stick with that $9 based on that Friday close, and maybe we could see that Apple will come up. Remember, I was talking about Google as well, and Google basically came up after the Monday's rally, and on Tuesday it basically came back down and kind of hover at that Friday's close, then make its move on the earning report, and basically it came pretty close to that downside, and I have posted that on my Twitter account, so you might want to go and check that out. And right now, so on Apple, basically we could see a little bit of maybe a bounce tomorrow, or it might not even move this $9 on the downside, and that is also possible. So right now we're basically looking at this range here, 152.79 and 170.79. That's the range that I'm looking at. So if it could come up and move up to this 170.79, essentially it is getting back inside of this value area, then we might get a little bit more upside move here. But what I'm looking at is basically for Apple to make its move down, and the market will continue to move down to test the February low. And so I expect Apple to most likely also come down and test the February low. And here on Amazon, Amazon is also scheduled to report earnings tomorrow after the market close. And based on the Friday's close and also the Friday option market projection, it is projected to move plus or minus $206. Although right now the option market is pricing in somewhere around 190 some odd dollar, but I'm going to stick with this 206, and also I'm going to stick with the Friday's close. And as you can see, it's also basically moving out of this value area. I basically have a adjusted value area here to get a lot of these low here, and also a lot of these high as a pivot point. And as you can see right now, I'm basically looking for this thing to continue to move down. But as you can see right now, it's already at the lower edge of this projected move range. Right? If we take a look at this, so what could happen tomorrow is that Amazon could move up before the earnings come out, and then if it decides to move back down, then it will push it back down. Again, I'm looking for Amazon to come down to test this low here, this March low, okay, because I already took out the February or the January low. And Amazon, I'm expecting Amazon to maybe come up and then chop around and then move down. So the range that I'm looking at for Amazon is 3,013 on the upside and 2,761 on the downside. So maybe we will get a little bit of a pop, or who knows, right? I mean, doesn't mean that Amazon has to come down. It could go and pop back up at 203, $206 level, and push it back up inside of this value area. Now, in summary, the market has not made a bottom yet based on the sentiment and the internal. Until we see this February low get tested and taken out and see what sort of price action accompany that test. If we see capitulation as it come down and make that test, then at that point in time, the market will tell us that the bottom is in. But until then, continue to exercise caution. So if you find this video informative and useful, be sure to click that thumbs up to help me share and promote this video. Thank you for watching and stay safe.